So, how do you see employee loyalty today then?
I definitely see it has diminished for sure. Um, and I think that's because, again, employees know that their employer is not necessarily loyal to them either. So
And they have choices.
they have choices. And again, due to this fact that it's kind of a global pool of talent now, lots more opportunity for candidates to pursue other employers because of the fact that they are hiring on a remote or hybrid level. So again, the whole world has really opened up, and so there's more choice for candidates, there's more choice for employers, and candidates have a lot more selection criteria that they're wanting to tick off in their boxes. And many different employers are offering that, and there's more choices and more opportunity.
So, if you are hiring, if you're in a growth mode or you need talent to be brought into your organization, how do you get and how do you solidify the best candidate?
It's been so interesting. Again, in my 25 years, I'd say the best advice I can give is you have to have a very personalized approach to recruiting now. It is not a one-size-fits-all model. And I think that's the biggest difference I've seen is I've typically worked in organizations where we have done a one-size-fits-all. We put people in boxes and said, this is what the average candidate's looking for, here's our employee value proposition. And it was one message and it was expected to resonate for everyone. Mm-hmm. Now it is a completely personalized approach to how you recruit. You need to know what a candidate's triggers are and really what they're looking for. So your messaging needs to be personalized, how you offer needs to be personalized, who you have them talk with needs to be very thoughtful and intentional. It's just a completely different world now.
I am really convinced that an organization that doesn't have a clear and well-defined retention strategy that is balanced between fairness and personalization that you're talking about, that they will have trouble keeping people.
You know, we've talked about attrition for many, many years, and again, it was interesting to see that attrition did rise again post-pandemic, I think because of all those factors we talked about. Although I think a lot of the economic data is now showing that is starting to tide a little bit, and that I think candidates are realizing they've made some wrong moves in terms of maybe not sticking around for an opportunity that could have worked out for them. So we're seeing kind of attrition tide a little bit, I think, in a lot of the markets, and I think it's going to be interesting to see why is that happening. Is it a fact that employers are starting to realize what you've talked about in terms of holding on to their top talent and retaining it? But it's interesting. I mean, it's tough in recruiting. I often say you cannot fix an attrition problem with a recruiting solution. So companies really need to learn what it is that kind of keeps their employees engaged and attracts them. And again, I think there's a personalized approach to all of this as well in terms of what is everybody looking for in order for them to kind of stick around and stay on board.